In the middle of this global health emergency, many of the things that were a problem for families here in Mindanao, especially in volatile communities, still exist. Marami sa mga kababayan natin dito, kailangan pa rin lumikas dahil sa patuloy na gulo at labanan sa kanilang mga komunidad. It's hard enough to deal with the pandemic and then dealing with the violence as well. And going to evacuation centers where, even before the health emergency, it's already been difficult. There's not a lot of privacy. It's more prone to the spread of disease, lalo na ngayon. When people have to socially distance, that's not always possible. They don't have a lot of access to potable water, to latrines. Kumbaga, nanganak lang yung problema.
Minsan mahirap dahil sa lalong-lalo na ngayon sa nasa evacuation kami.
Mabuti safe naman kayo. Sana walang magkasakit. Ingat lang palagi. For me, coming here to Maguindanao and talking to the displaced families and host communities, it's a reminder that this challenge is far from over. The violence is cyclical and protracted. They need our continued support, now more than ever, because of the pandemic and because environment and climate-related threats and hazards are also worsening.
Yun, ito yung problema kasi pag tumaas pa yung tubig, paano yun ang sila saan sila titira?
The silver lining is it's also very inspiring to see host communities, how they have had a peaceful coexistence with the forcibly displaced. In fact, they're like one big family. People who have lived there for a long time and people who have to come in because of they have to find safety. If anything, that's again another proof that Filipinos always will lend a helping hand and will open their doors for people who are in need. I think it's very important to see the convergence of the many different crises that refugees, internally displaced persons, and stateless people have to face. It's not just threats of violence, persecution, or war, but it's also natural disasters that are exacerbated by the climate crisis. And obviously this global health emergency, yung mga kababayan natin kailangan lumikas, kailangan din natin matugunan yung ilang mga pangangailangan nila so that they're not always at the mercy of the elements on top of all the threats to their life. Siguro yung isang natutunan ko rin dito or na-reinforce na paniniwala ay yung mga kababayan natin bakwit, pwede natin silang tignan bilang mga produktibong miyembro ng ating lipunan. And therefore, kailangan nasa plano rin natin sila pagdating sa protections. Especially now that we're talking about vaccines, I hope that IDPs are part of that plan. Sa panahong ito na marami tayong iniisip at nabaliktad yung ating buhay dahil doon sa pagkalat ng virus, hindi pa rin tumitigil yung iba't ibang mga krisis sa buong mundo. At may tatanong natin, dapat pa ba tayo makialam? Dahil ang dami naman nating sariling problema dito sa Pilipinas. I think as a Goodwill Ambassador of the UNHCR, it's important for me to make that connection. Bakit kailangan tayong tumulong? Bakit sa minimum kailangan natin makialam at makibalita kung ano yung kanilang mga pinagdadaanan. And that doesn't just mean Filipinos, that means the global community.